Hey, how's it going guys? Kindra here and welcome to an installment of Agent News. Now Agent News is a series I am doing on my channel. I do my best to keep up to date with all the news and information from Tom Clancy's The Division. And in today's news, the patch notes for 1.02 has been released. Now in this video we are going to be talking about buffs coming to the Phoenix credit system, as well as drops inside the Dark Zone and out. Now for all my American players, a server maintenance will be launched at 1 AM PDT, 4 AM EDT, and 9 AM CET on March 22nd. So the 1.02 patch notes is pretty lengthy, but in this video we're going to be talking about Phoenix credits and loot drops. So first off, with Phoenix credits, right now there are multiple ways to farm Phoenix credits in the open world, not in the Dark Zone. Bullet King is one of the infamous one, as well as Fumes in the subway, and people are currently just farming these bosses, constantly running out of the safe houses, killing them. I've done it myself. I got like 2 high-end Caduceus from running this farm. But anyways, in the patch 1.02, the farm will no longer exist. It will be patched. According to the patch notes, once a named NPC gets killed in the open world, they will no longer spawn whatsoever. So after you kill Bullet King for the last time after this patch releases, it's over. No more farming Bullet King, no more farming Fumes, and that's it. Now as for Phoenix credits, they have been nerfed hard from the last update, but in this 1.02 patch note, we're going to have a slight buff to Phoenix credits in the Dark Zone. So here's the breakdown. So Phoenix credit drops have increased depending on the enemies in the Dark Zone. Level 30 enemies in the Dark Zone will drop 1 to 3 Phoenix credits. Level 31 enemies will drop 2 to 4, while level 32 will drop 3 to 5. So this slight buff will give people the incentive to try and kill level 32 enemies in the Dark Zone. And that is pretty much it with Phoenix credits in the 1.02 update. Agents will no longer be able to farm certain NPCs in the open world, and in the Dark Zone, Phoenix credits are getting a slight buff. Now I'm a loot driven person and this is a loot driven game. Loot motivates everyone, and here are the buffs coming to the Dark Zone in terms of loot. Now there will be an increased drop rate of high-end items from level 31 and 32 named NPCs in the Dark Zone. There will also be an increased drop rate of high-end division tech from level 32 named NPCs. So again, just giving agents the incentive to push to the 32 zone, kill some level 32 enemies. Now as for Dark Zone chests, which is super exciting because everyone hates blues nowadays, rank 30 chests will now drop superior purple items instead of specialized blue items. And if you thought opening up chests in the Dark Zone using keys is not worth your time, well, that might change after patch 1.02. Chests that require a key now have a chance to drop high-end gold items. Now that's pretty much all the buffs that are coming to the loot table in the Dark Zone. Now another note on the patch notes says Dark Zone funds, drop rates, and quantity on NPCs have been reduced, which means the rate at which you get Dark Zone funds are going to reduce from what you normally are used to, and there's not going to be a lot of Dark Zone funds being picked up from enemies. Now that's pretty much it with everything Dark Zone related in terms of Phoenix credits and loot. Now last thing I want to mention is challenge mode is also getting a buff in terms of loot. Named enemies will now drop better loot in challenge mode than in hard mode. So if you're getting blues out of the challenge mode boss, after this patch releases, everyone will have a better chance of getting better loot. So that's pretty much all the notes that relates to Phoenix credits and loot drops in Tom Clancy's The Division. Now just a quick recap, Phoenix credits are getting buffed. The Phoenix credit farm in the open world is going to be nerfed or completely removed. Named enemies in the challenge mode will now drop better loot than hard mode, and there will be an increase or buff in loot drops from named enemies in level 31 and 32 zones of the Dark Zone, as well as better loot coming out of the chests in the Dark Zone. So that is everything that has to do with loot and Phoenix credits. I hope you guys enjoyed this installment of Agent News, and if I find anything else interesting on these patch notes, I will make another video. But until then, I went ahead and linked the official patch notes down below, so go ahead and check that out. I'll talk to you guys next time.
can't believe myself. I never thought that this would be ours.